Symbiosis.
Symbiosis. Symbiosis is the interaction of different species and can occur in three ways. Mutualism. Both species benefit from their close association. It is mutually beneficial. Commensalism. One species benefits from their close association, and the other is unharmed. Parasitism. One species benefits from their close association, and the other is harmed. The species that benefits is called a parasite.
In a competitive relationship, both species are forced to struggle, expending extra energy to survive. In a predator-prey relationship, it is clear that one species benefits at another's expense. Mutually beneficial relationships help both species survive. Click on the picture below to see a video about an exclusive, mutually beneficial relationship. Leafcutter ants feed leaves to their fungus gardens. The fungi digest the toxic leaves and feed proteins and sugars to the ants. Clownfish receive shelter from the anemone, and the anemone receives both protection and food in the form of the clownfish's waste. This is mutualism, a form of symbiosis that is mutually beneficial. Pollination is the transfer of pollen, male gametes, to ovules, which contain female gametes, to enable the fertilization of plants. 75% of all flowering plants rely on animals to pollinate them. Pollinators feed on the plants they pollinate. Bees get pollen and nectar from flowers. Flowers are pollinated by bees. This is a mutually beneficial relationship. We learned in the first chapter of Unit 1 that humans depend on bacteria, and we nurture our bacteria in return. For example, the third largest component of mother's milk is not to directly feed the baby, but to feed the bacteria in the baby. In return, those bacteria help the baby stay healthy by aiding its digestion and immune system. Some mutually beneficial relationships are necessary for both species to survive. This is called obligate mutualism. The yucca tree, for example, is only pollinated by the yucca moth. The yucca moth lays eggs inside of the flower, and the developing insects can only eat parts of the flower. Neither species would survive without the other. Termites eat wood, but they can't digest it. Bacteria in their digestive systems eat, digest the wood, and release sugars. Both organisms benefit from this relationship by getting food from each other, mutualism. Click on the image to watch a video about a relationship between ants and the acacia tree. Then, answer the questions. Describe 2 ways that the ants benefit the tree. Describe how the tree benefits the ant. Answers on next slide. The ants remove any growing vines. They fight off other insects. The tree provides the ants with nectar. The tree's thorns provide shelter for ant larvae. Commensalism. In temperate forests of North America, squirrels make their homes in trees. Trees are unharmed and provide shelter for the squirrel. One species benefits, the other is unharmed. Cattle egrets eat insects that are disturbed by the movement of cattle through grass. They don't eat parasitic insects off the cattle like oxpeckers do, so they don't benefit the cattle, nor do they harm the cattle. Golden jackals follow tigers so they can eat what the tigers leave of their prey. This doesn't help or harm the tiger. Parasitic plants derive nutrition directly from other plants by tapping directly into the host plant. The yellow plant shown here is living off the green acacia plant. Ticks are parasitic arachnids. They live off the blood of their hosts while not providing their host any benefit. In addition to the harm they do by taking blood, they also can carry diseases which infect their host.